Hey there, it's Tyler with AIWritingSchool.com, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your AI writing sound more human. Now, this is a challenge for most people who start using AI writing tools. Even for people who use it on a daily basis, they tend to create content that sounds a little robotic and inhuman. That's what this video is going to help you accomplish, and it's a method that's extremely simple. Literally, anyone can use it, and within seconds, your content will become more personal, human, relatable, and authentic, and it will rank better because of that. Now, let's jump right into it. I want to start with the problem that most people have with creating content that sounds robotic and not human. And that's that they do prompts that look like this. They say, write a 1,000-word blog post titled blank. We're using an AI writing example here. And target this keyword, and they give a keyword. And that's really as far as they take it. But here's the problem. Claude, ChatGPT, doesn't really matter what tool you use, it's going to start the blog post in almost the same way every single time. And it will typically use words like in the world of, which you already see right here. Like I could have predicted that was going to happen because I've seen this over and over and over again. And we even have words like delve. This is the problem with just putting a basic prompt into Claude or ChatGPT and expecting great results. You're not going to have that. And one of the main reasons that we struggle to make AI writing sound more human is that when it's left up to AI, it will always start a blog post with a nut graph. A nut graph is essentially a nutshell paragraph. It's short for nutshell paragraph. And that's one of the two ways that you can start a blog post. The other way, the way that I recommend starting your blog post, especially in this world of AI, is with an anecdote. An anecdote is a personal story, something that is personalized, that comes from your perspective and your experience, and that is how we want to start our blog post, and that's how we want to enrich our prompt. Let me show you what I mean here. So we just asked it to create this article. Is Claude better than ChatGPT for writing? What I want you to do instead is take the example that you have, take the experience that you have, and then enrich your prompt with it. Now, depending on the topic, you may not have that personal experience. You may have to borrow the experience from someone else or use someone else's example or reference an expert, a subject matter expert. But I'm going to show you here an example of how I've personally done this to enrich an article. So the way that I enrich this article and enrich this prompt and improve the output is I use the same prompt, but then I went into this. Incorporate my experience, this is an anecdote, as a 10-year professional writer who has used both tools, speaking of ChatGPT and Claude, for content writing across blogging, SEO, social media content creation, proposal writing, slide decks, cold email, and more. I'm just trying to word vomit and give Claude as much context as possible about my personal experience. An anecdote here of, hey, this isn't just some random writer writing this. This is a professional writer myself creating this content and saying I have personal experience. That immediately puts me ahead of some just generic writer, someone who doesn't have experience. And depending on what you're writing about, you may have a leg up, an advantage, and you should use that to your advantage. And then I give it some more context from my personal experience. And this is anecdotal. Claude's output to me sounds more human and less robotic than ChatGPT. Claude can be trained exceptionally well by copying and pasting content, asking for it to learn a voice. I mentioned that I wrote a newsletter trained on my voice, and it saved me a ton of time. Claude is more adept at knowing your intent behind prompting, and the Claude UI is more friendly, and it makes a difference. Consider Apple and the iPhone, the way they weren't the first to make a mobile phone, but they were the first to package it in a way that people fell in love with. That is unique insight, unique perspective. And that is how you make AI writing sound more human. Now, does this require a little bit of thought? Yes, but it actually doesn't require that much more time. And the output turns out to be much, much better. So instead of in the world of, we have, as a professional writer with a decade of experience, I've witnessed the AI writing revolution firsthand. The question is Claude better than ChatGPT for writing? I'm incorporating the keyword early on in this article to help with ranking. It's become increasingly relevant in our AI-driven world, having extensively used both tools for various writing tasks, from blogging and SEO to proposal writing and social media creation. I can offer unique insights in this comparison. Now, I might change that wording a little bit, and I did. In this post, we'll explore the key areas where Claude edges out ChatGPT. And then it goes into these different areas where I personally believe Claude is a better AI writing tool. Now, there's a place for ChatGPT, but I'm using my personal experience. And it actually incorporates some of the examples that I gave it about how, Apple and the iPhone, it incorporates that here. Just as Apple revolutionized the mobile phone industry, not by inventing the smartphone, but by packaging in an appealing way, Claude's interface enhances the writing experience. And then it gives some examples and then some of my perspective in these different ways. So as you can see, just very quickly, using my personal experience, I've been able to humanize this AI writing. And it's just by using my own personal experience. That is what I recommend you do. And like I said, if you don't have the personal experience, you can borrow it from a subject matter expert. You can quote someone, you can reference someone, you can use their personal example, give them credit. And that is still a better way to start a blog post in a lot of cases than just writing a nutshell paragraph. So remember, there's two ways that you can start a blog post. That's with basically kind of giving a description of what the article is going to be about in a nutshell paragraph. And Claude ChatGPT really does that in a generic way, which I don't recommend. Or you can use an anecdote. So there's your choices. That is how you make AI writing sound more human, and it's a very simple way to do this. And you can really use this kind of prompt thinking. That's a term I've coined that makes your output a lot better. You can use prompt thinking to improve any prompt. If you just think about the concept, the article, and throw your ideas out into this prompt, it's still going to be a better article because you're providing your unique perspective. That is something that I really recommend with AI writing. That's something we teach at AIwritingschool.com, is to polish with your perspective and to also prompt with your perspective. We have this thing we call the tip writing method, and that's train, instruct, and prompt. And that's something you should do every time with AI writing tools like Claude or ChatGPT. Train with taste, and so I'm training with my taste as a professional writer. I'm instructing with intent. I'm telling it I want this blog post, I want it to be titled this, I want to target this keyword, and here are some specific instructions within the article, like the iPhone, Apple example. And then we want to polish with our unique perspective, our unique voice. And yes, Claude can get pretty close, but it still requires your perspective, your experience, and it will become a much, much better article that sounds more human and that feels more human. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. One thing before you go, if you would like a free AI writing cheat sheet, I've put that together, have it linked in the description of this video. You can get it for absolutely free, and it will really help you take your AI writing to the next level and show you how powerful AI writing tools like Claude and ChatGPT can be for you.